Oh, of course. Literally worked until this moment, and then the camera doesn't work. Great. Let me figure that out. I can't. What is it about pressing the start streaming button that makes everything crash? I don't understand.
It deliberately has a problem against you.
Right? Because I know it was working when I showed my screen to yell on Discord. I know it was working. Okay. We're just gonna continue really quickly while I figure this out. Don't understand. Hi everyone, I am Maz. I will be your GM and producer for today for our mid-series finale before our break. As usual, we will be taking a break next week just to have a break for all of our players and everything that we're doing. What was I doing? Can I get a round of introductions? If there's anyone who's willing to go first, otherwise I'm gonna just close my eyes and then pick somebody.
I can go ahead and go first.
Oh, nice.
Hey, I'm Shawnee. I use she, her. She, Amazon on everything. I'll be playing Amelia Vile this evening. Amelia also uses she, her. She's a taller girl with bright green eyes and mostly black hair. She has white pieces framing around her face and folding into a messy braid. She's pretty new to magic, but she's super ready for finding out what's going on in the library tonight with Nyx and her fellow classmates.
I can go next. I'm Tori J. I'm Tori J on a lot of the sites. I am playing Rania today. Rania is a 5'7" prodigy of her family, I should say, with green eyes and big curly hair. And she also is excited to go into the library with her classmates as well. She and I go by she, they pronouns. So looking forward to today. I'm excited.
Hi, I'm Tokyo. I'm playing Quinn today. Quinn is a newly minted wizard witch who also goes by she, her as well as I do, and they're not familiar with the wizarding world considering their upbringing as a vampire is a little bit different than this, so they're excited to get into some mischievous stuff for this mid-series finale as well as I am.
I play Donovan Evercreech. Donovan Evercreech is 6'4", visiting student from 𝘀🌏𐌐𐊄 who is the nephew, of course, of headmistress Allegra Evercreech. He is very, very, he's a very understanding person. I would say kind of a very quick-witted guy, goes by he, him. And as you saw in the last session, he is insanely strong, like superhuman strength type of level after throwing a 400-pound boulder. Yeah, that's me.
Well,
okay, I guess that just leaves me. Hi, I'm Nay. I play Cora. Both use she, her pronouns, and Cora is a tiny goblin child with a little bit too much curiosity. So I guess we're gonna just see how much that curiosity gets her into trouble.
I love that. Already started with like how much trouble. For today, our wonderful page will be out, but will be. I will try to do them justice as I play Odette. I think their pronouns are all, but she, her primarily. But if not, sorry, Paige. Let me know. Okay. let's get this trailer started and get this game going. Let's go. Deep in the restricted section of Sesine Academy's library are a couple of students out of bed. One student in particular, an 𝘊𝘀𝐻𝑒𝑒𝑟𝑒𝑎, has opened the gate. Not really a strong gate, just enough to block students out of bed. But apparently it didn't work this time. As all of you hear noises of moving steel coming close to the reverberating alarm that was sent out once the gate was opened. Odette kind of turns to all of you quickly and just says, I didn't think it would do that.
Yeah, shit.
I guess we better run in before the knights get here.
Okay. Dang it.
That
Okay.
seems the right thing to do.
Odette just like runs behind the gate and like holds it open and just like motions like, come on, come on.
Cora is like, say less, and she will bolt through.
Rani will be right behind Cora, having heard from her older siblings that the knights aren't something you really want to mess with. So she's just like right behind Cora, kind of like on her heels, rushes to the door.
I'd pretty much make sure everyone gets to the door, and then I'll be the last one out.
Okay, shit, this is... You hear like just thundering footsteps kind of come in the background. Oh my god, I just exited out the... Oh my god.
As we hear the steps getting louder, I'm gonna pull the gates just kind of closed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure to, of course, help her into the same.
Is there any way that we can refasten the lock back?
Yeah, if you... explain to me how you're trying to do this. The lock has... What is it? Was... I believe it was a brawn check, or... no, it was a... I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't broken out of sheer force.
So I don't want to lock it. I just want to like dummy lock it. Like I would like to make it like levitate and come up and just like... Or can I reach it? Can I like reach it through the gate?
Yeah, it's right there on the ground, right in front of you.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just reach down and grab it and just kind of dummy lock it back on to the gate to make it look like we didn't just obviously open it and run in.
Oh, can I get a flight check, please?
Ooh, okay. I was really hoping you were good with me. Ooh.
Is that a 6?
Yes, it is.
With the 6, you put together a lock, and you just see that where it clinks together, and it slowly like releases for a second because it's not coming together. But right at the edge of it, it just holds on, like the lip of the lock, the turn of it, where it's supposed to kind of connect to the hinge inside, instead kind of catches, and it stays very still. There's a slight little reverber, like just presence of force that kind of vibrates off the door. Very short, very low power, but it's nothing compared to the alarm that you saw earlier, but just a little vibration, and it ends right as it ends. The ripples kind of reach the edge of the gates rather than like the entire library like the alarm did. And immediately you hear the rushing footsteps start slowly pacing, slowing in their walk.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
Rania would.
That was muted.
Oh, you're fine. Rania would softly suggest to everyone. She'll say, "I think we should get a move on, y'all. I don't think we should stand by this gate much longer."
Yeah. Standing by the gate doesn't seem like a good strategy, especially if you're getting chased by freaking monsters. I mean, not freaking monsters. Freaking metal monsters. There we go. Not bad.
Amelia
I'm in the right state right now.
Amelia starts to catch her breath, and she like goes to take a step, and she's like, my ankle from jumping off of that stairwell earlier.
You okay?
What do I do? No, it hurts. Can anybody help me heal it, please?
I'm so sorry.
I saw that.
Somebody clip that, please.
Can I help her?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. How would I be able to help her? Well, first, I just want to look at her ankle fully and see what's wrong with it.
Great.
it's just
You can give me a.
Just sprained?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just sprained. I'm like holding. She's like on the ground, like holding her ankle, and just kind of like, ow, this kind of hurts.
All right. So, okay. So I feel like I would immediately say, okay, lay on your back, and then I'd look at her ankle. I'm like, okay, it's sprained. Is there anything I can do to cast that would help me heal it?
Yeah, so your school would have something like this as well, called Magical Maladies and Treatment kind of course. And this would be either a charisma or grit check. And then you just have to explain to me, like, what is the spell that you're trying to cast to help this brain?
The spell that I'm going to cast...
Granted, though, you can also, like... create like a potion or something like that as well. I want y'all to know, like, you can, if you do collect certain things and you want to create a potion, that those are other options that you could do.
I'm actually such a silly goose. I should go get in the pond. I'm assuming we just have like our school formal clothes on still, right? Like are we in pajamas? Would we be in? What are we wearing at this point?
Well, you guys didn't leave from bed. You just left as soon as like people kind of quieted out, from what I can remember. So, like quietly, left the room. So everybody should be in the clothes that you were wearing that day.
Yeah.
Actually, would like to just. I think I have some stuff that Tamsin sent me in the mail, so I am actually just going to use some of those little treats and just eat a couple and see if that'll help.
She did send you a couple of different little vials, but you're not sure on what they are. So you can give me a brains check to see which one could be beneficial, or what you know from your knowledge with working with Tamsin. Or you can just take one and see. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to look at them and obviously see which one's gonna, help my ailment.
Great. You
of
have
injury.
Yeah, these are tiny vials. They're whatever labels were on there were made from handmade labels, so they're not great at deciphering. But they're different colors: red, like a very darkish green. Another one looks more like sludge. Like when you like tip it over and over, it just looks gross. Texture-wise, I guess. But for any more information, give me a brains.
Okay. Another shot.
If that doesn't work, let me know. Rania actually comes from a family that does potions and alchemy, so we'll see how that works.
In my frantic state, I feel like my hands are just like kind of shaking a little bit from escaping the guards, and the vials are just kind of like clinking together.
But would the guards be able to hear said clinking vials?
Pretty tiny vials.
With an 8, you don't recognize 2 of them, but the one with the sludge, that one comes up to, what was it? It helps like any sluggish feeling, anything where you're just like feeling very not able to do your exams, things like that. Anytime you were just like feeling like really exhausted, Tamsin would make this gross concoction kind of to remove the sluggishness.
Yeah, I recognize this sluggish looking one. I don't know that this one's gonna. What are these other 2? I'm just gonna kind of hold them up to the group to see if anybody recognizes what the colors are, kind of what they do.
Can Rania attempt to give her knowledge of what the vials are, given that her family? Okay. Is that brains?
Let's see, with alchemy, since it was like brains to kind of recognize things, the difference though is that you're trying to recognize with alchemy, it could be charisma and grit. Actually, no, it could be brains too. Yeah, it could be brains. Alchemy is brains too. Yeah. Sorry, looking at the core stuff that
to
we
identify
have.
the vials.
That was a 17 for her.
Rania, I think you should like change your course.
Oh my god, demons and potions.
What is going on? Rania is
IRL
crushing it.
IRL
The
tutor.
Forest family is just, so infamous for all the things,
Okay. Okay. Let me try to get this sorted in my brain real quick. Okay. There's 2 things. What is it, Rania? First of all, you learned one of the potions, the greenish one, the dark greenish one, is you put it up to your face, this hint of honeycomb, berries, just very fruity, sweet notes kind of come out. And then when you're twisting like the vial around, you see like glimmering lights just coming through. And immediately you remember a page that comes from Professor Blackwood's class, something that he hasn't really taught on, but you've skipped over. This is a potion, a very small potion of like animal magnetism, something to kind of help you be a magnet to all sorts of animals. It's something really comical. From what you have learned, I'm going to share with you the handout, because immediately as you, with the 17, immediately as you see it, you recognize the potion recipe, like kind of starts going through your head immediately. The last potion, if you look in your alchemy thing, Rania, under handouts, you can see what the recipe is like. The second thing that's red has glimmering, just different, also a hint of like berry notes, but they're astringent. They're like almost like sharper. They kind of hit your nose and you can feel it kind of burn your nostrils. This is a very simple healing potion that can just bolster a student who, needs it once in a while.
Okay, so Rania will kind of relay this information to Amelia, and she'll say, unless you want all the bats in this library to come towards you, I wouldn't take that green one. But we could try to concoct something to help you get that sprain in check.
Yeah, let's try it. I fully trust you.
All right, so I think you should take that other vial. It's not gonna be a smooth, little drink, but it should help.
She just regretfully takes the cork out and looks at it a couple of times hesitantly and just tries to shoot it back.
You are restored back to, you feel like your foot just kind of dulls in pain, and immediately like you kind of feel like the blood kind of coming to like the edges of your toes, and as you like step on it and put weight on it, it feels a little less sore. You can mark off that you are not injured.
Is that on alchemy?
No, we haven't done. Completely forgot about that. But it's
okay,
one of the conditions on your sheet.
I did, but I didn't save, but I will go back to 0. I will just leave it at 0.
Okay.
But I do see where to do it now.
Great. Let's see. Oh my god, I forgot. Tokyo. Did you? Let me send you the link again for alchemy before I forget. But if we don't need to use the maps, we'll figure it out for today. Let's see. In front of all of you in this area, you can see like there's tables, everything around you in this location, like where students come and sit down. And if it was night, like not nighttime, if it was daytime, you could see like lights above with plants coming down, like areas to study. However, where you are going is above these stairs, behind this gate, and a lot of the shelves around you have gates over them or chains. Some of the books have what looks like wrapped belts over and over.
Ronnie is going to try to resist the urge to go and just touch all of the books, because she knows that some of them could be like an alarm or a trigger, because that's how it is at her house. So she has to like clamp her hands behind her back.
That is, what is it? You can do a grit check to see, because these are tomes of very, very important knowledge, lots of circles of magic that are kind of hidden, deals, demons, stories that are woven about like all the other schools, magic overall, realms. There are certain tomes you see the name of like a famous wizard or witch who you don't know about, but it's just information that's not readily available.
You sly minx, you. Oh, you knew this was gonna be my weakness. Okay, I got this.
I'm sorry. Are you conflicted right now? What are you conflicted with?
Ooh, look at there's just it's so much knowledge. I just want to touch it all.
Don't touch anything. I promise you, it's not a good idea right now. We're in a place that we have no idea about.
But look at all the tomes.
Okay, tomes are cool. They're cool. I agree. They're pretty lit.
and the
Please do
demon-
not touch anything for the love of God.
Oh, but the demons that
Rania?
we can get to help us, you know?
No.
Rania?
What did you say? Do you
Rania?
hear? The
Irony, listen.
Cora would quickly grab Rania's arms, like both of her arms, and like kind of pull her down so that she's eye level, and she just says, "No."
Rania, the pull is really strong. There's a tome right in front of you. It speaks of Chronos, a word name that sounds familiar, but who cares if it's not? It's something that you haven't seen. Around it, wrapped, are these bound vines that look like they're covered in thorns, but they're made out of paper. And as you reach your hand closer to it, you see the vines kind of unfurl to it.
Nope. Amelia's gonna step in between Rania and the tome. Nope. Listen. She's gonna put her hands up. Listen. We go to school here. We can come back when we are able to. We're looking for a specific thing right now. We just gotta focus on this one thing right now.
I will say, around all these books, you are very close to getting a condition, Rania, called bliss.
Ooh. she like looks at Cora with these big puppy eyes, and she's like, "But Cora, when we'll be able to get to the restricted section again for a couple of years? Like, can I just touch one?"
Well, we've broken it once already. There's nothing to say that we can't break in here again. It's just not now.
To hold Rania down, I will need a brawn check from Cora, or a flight check to see if you can, either from Cora or who was it, Amelia, who got in front, to see if you're quicker
Oh my gosh.
than Rania.
I would like to do a flight check because brawn is horrible for Cora.
Does
my
Ryan need
flight
to roll anything to try to still get, the bliss? Because I can't. I'm stuck.
No, you're very, you can get the bliss condition, so it is +2 to grit until you say something awkward.
Can we do plus?
Oh, was Cora the 12th?
Yes.
And Rania, what are you rolling for to withstand them and get the book instead?
Yes.
You are wonderful, because that is so good. Amelia, you barely make it. Your arms kind of reach for, between Rania and the book, but Rania's kind of already pushed through. However, Cora, please describe to me how you get in between them.
That's a very good question.
You're already on the floor, just trip her.
Yeah.
What's so much kind of-
Sweep the leg. No.
So sorry, Rania.
Cora would make a mad dash and just be like a body pillar between Rania and the books.
You see tiny Cora just fly in between, and right as your fingers touch the book, nope, it doesn't. Your friend is in front of you, Rania. give me another grit check to see if you can withstand this for this time. And Quinn, give me a brains check, please. Ooh, with the 5, the power is still too strong. There's a lot of good things in here. It's kind of hard to listen to your friends when all these books are just waiting to be opened, rifled through. You can feel the pages right now on your fingertips, little marks that other students might have made, annotations that people might have left. What could they have said? Maybe something interesting. Maybe something about that special friend you made before you came to the school. It's too good.
I need that book. Y'all don't understand. I just need this book. Just let me get the book.
As Rania is rifling through this, could Quinn and Donovan tell me what you are doing?
All I'm doing right now is like looking at her like, what the fuck is going on with her, before I really decide to do anything, because I don't want to step in because I don't know her too well. It's not my place to step in.
Quinn's looking over at the situation, and she kind of understands where she's coming from. Quinn also wants answers for certain things, and she herself was sitting there contemplating the same situation. So, and Quinn being kind of like more eager, she's gonna try to sabotage this, to be honest. She's gonna try to find a way to help Rania.
What do you do?
There's like so many books in here, isn't it? I mean, if we can't have that one, can we have one of these over here? And she's gonna walk over to, not really just like anywhere specific, just went to a random book. And there's like, I mean, it says right here, it's like some juices. So what is this, how to control a demon? Is that, I might not be reading it right correctly, but it looks pretty interesting.
Rania's interest would totally peak at that, and her head would whip around, and she would look dead at Quinn and say, "But this one's calling my name. Just let me have the book, y'all. We don't know what it'll happen. Come on, just let me get the book.
It
Let me
could
get
be really
the book."
good.
When has a
Very
book calling your name ever been good?
You don't understand. Oh, you guys truly don't understand. Sometimes they just call out to you, and the knowledge inside it might just be perfect for what you need. And come on, y'all, just let me get the book.
Rania, if you're going for a book, everybody will have to do, another check to stop you, but with your grit, it's too overwhelming. It's, as you all are kind of in this room, the noises of the moving steel kind of quiets down, and you just hear like whispers and kind of talking from like the different books in this room. A couple of them rattle really quickly. The ones with the chains above, I think it's like around Donnie, you hear it just rattle just like really quickly, and you just hear the chains just shake really violently for a second before it like quiets down.
Oh, fucking great.
Listen, it wants me too, Donnie. Just
It,
let
what?
me get the book.
Whoa. What did you just say?
It wants me to touch it and read it. Duh.
You just said an object wants you to. Are you hearing yourself? Right?
Yes,
You hear
but
what
you
you're
wouldn't
saying?
understand. Cause listen.
I don't. I promise you. I
Well,
don't.
let me help you understand. Okay, I'm just gonna get the book. I don't think it'll trigger anything. Just let me
You guys,
get it.
honestly, at this point, I'm not even in this. You guys can do what you want to do because right now, you sound like a meth head. I'm not gonna lie. You sound like you do like copious amounts of meth.
Listen, okay.
I love that.
I don't have enough time to explain, but trust me. Please just trust me. This book, I need it.
My familiar.
I'm not the one you have to convince in this situation.
Can I call for my familiar? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna call for Nyx and just try to get Nyx to apparate and appear in front of me.
Yeah, what is it? You hear like first a yawn, and then you hear just like you feel like a fur kind of touching your ankles, and just why are we up right now?
Okay. It's Nyx. I would assume that they could be able to go find a book. Are they able to go look for the book that we need while we try to keep Rania from not summoning whatever is attached to this tomb?
Yeah, you can. What is it? You can tell them to do whatever you need. I'll just roll after.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna just describe the book that we're looking for, as best as possible. I know we didn't. It was something to do with the tapestry. I did not write the book down in the notes, and I should have.
And what's it for?
It's something to do with the tapestry of the sisters and the school, and you're looking for it, and it'll be a thing. You'll find it.
Then I have to find it now? I can't do it in the morning?
No, now is better, please. Thank you. Go. And I give Nyx a few treats. And then I turn around and I say, Rania, no tomb, no. And I just step back in front of her in the tomb.
It's okay. I'll step back. It's fine. I'm gonna get that book regardless. Whether we get it now or we get it before we leave, I'm getting this book.
You can have it on the way out.
I need this book.
On the way out?
We might be able to find the book about the sisters if we get this one. It might tell us exactly what we need. We'll never know because y'all are some party poopers.
I think this book is pulling you and distract you from finding the book about the sisters.
Quinn, can I get a brains or charms check while they talk?
We'll never know if you don't let me get it.
I feel like what's going on right now is Amelia and Rania are just very much going back and forth, and Quinn is very much sneaking behind Amelia.
Yeah.
Going towards other. Oh. Great.
Listen, I could have Obsidian come out and get this book anyway, because
You're right.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah. You just, if you're doing anything sneakily, you just have to give me a flight check, and then people around you will have to see like if they're able to notice.
Okay.
Let's just
Cora
try
at
to.
this point is just absolutely groaning. She's like, okay, Brady, if we let you get the book, will you promise you won't read it until we get back to the dorms? Because we got a mission to do. Like, we got stuff to do. Can we just focus?
Yes,
You did
I promise.
get a 1. So
Just let me do it. Just let me read it, okay? I promise I won't read it. I'll put it in my bag, okay? Just let me get it.
Could we at least just check to see what kind of energy is coming out of it, so we at least know if it's at least a threat?
sure.
Okay, Rania, don't touch it, but you can check to see what it is.
Okay, I'll do that.
If it's non-threatening, can
I'll
you get
agree.
2 books?
I will agree to check the energy. But if y'all are wrong, no,
Yep.
I let's do that. But I'm coming back if I don't get it today.
Okay, we'll listen to you on the next one if it's not bad.
Okay.
Moz, don't you do me dirty right here.
Oh, I'm doing. Okay. You're in a magic library.
So do I need to roll anything to check the energy, Moz?
No, I need a brains or charms from Quinn, please. And then if you're checking the book, and again, you're only checking the book by looking at its cover and the name, right? The title. You're not like touching it or anything, right?
Yeah. No, not touching.
Okay. Then that will be brains, but with disadvantage.
Okay, what's my disadvantage?
Disadvantage meaning you'll roll twice and you'll take the smaller number.
Okay. That's the first one. Okay. That's fine.
Okay. In front of you, there's a tome of the stories of the lineages of demon class and order. The covering, the texture of it is very disgusting. You see kind of like what looks to be like a little eyeball kind of like open up, look around for a second. And if an eyeball could smile at you, Rania, it just looks at you with like squinted eye and just gives a wink. That's how you know the vibe.
Does anyone else notice this, or just me?
Whoever's with you, yeah, they see the eye. Again, around all the books that you've had at the Valtor's Manor, this is nothing.
Yeah, no, this is a baby book.
It winked at you? Oh my god. Yeah. Take it home. Yeah. Call it a precious name.
It's flirting with me. What do you expect?
Just a little cute little wink. Imagine the book from Hocus Pocus just being like,
oh, I'm definitely still getting this book. I'm hands down. I'm gonna fight them if they don't give me this book. Okay? Just give me the book.
So sorry, Quinn. What was your role before I move forward?
It was a strong one.
Oh no! Roll one more time. It was either brains or charms. That was for something else. And Donnie, I want you to give me a grit check.
Got you.
I decided I'm gonna do a little bit more random checks now. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of GM I'm turning into now.
I love checks. I love random checks.
That's an 8 for grip check out of 10.
And I'm
right. Quinn, was this charms?
This was brains.
Brains. There's a couple of tomes. You've been kind of venturing away from the group, and Odette is also kind of used that momentum to go through shelves and shelves, kind of pouring through different things. She hasn't opened anything, she's just looking. But as you're going through these shelves, you come upon this area called, well, faintly calls for necromantic magic, but there's other things in it. One specific tome, communicating with those who you've lost. Donnie, for anybody else, you would have noticed, somebody would have noticed a shiver that runs down their spine. You, however, do not feel that. You hear something shift around behind you, and a couple different wispy figures start moving around. They have robes that look almost reminiscent of teachers, colors if they were colorful. Right now they're all like green, palish like pale white gray of Sesine. One of them has a hat, one of them has a monocle, but they're all doing different things. One of them's putting a book back, one of them's sleeping on a couch. The librarians of the restricted area, just pacing around. Luckily for you, they have not noticed you. Within 8, you've noticed them.
I'm the only person who's noticed them. And this is librarians of all of this?
Yeah, it's just wispy shapes, ghosts that are kind of flitting around between the things. There's a couple of them asleep. Yeah.
Okay, have they noticed the others at all?
Nope, they have not noticed a thing.
Oh shit, my mic just came off. Okay, I guess I'm holding my mic.
I heard
like
that
now.
bounce.
I have to hold my mic now. I think in this moment, oh my God, I feel like I'm on a podcast. But I feel like in this moment, what I would do is I would signal the others. So if I I'm going to signal the others to look in the direction of the librarians. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like wave my hand a bit so they can see me, and then I'm not because I don't want to say anything, and then I'm gonna like point my finger at the librarians if I can. 1 second, I'm gonna fix my mic while I mute.
I will need a flight check from, I think it was Amelia or Cora who was like trying to convince Rania. One is fine. But Rania, if you're trying to get this book without them noticing, that would be a flight check. Or in any other way, that would be a check. Just let me know.
So, because Obsidian likes to hide in Rania's hair, if she doesn't get this book, she's already whispered to him, like really softly, that he better grab this book. So she's going to try to outwit them. So I'm going to use my brain.
Okay. Cora, Amelia, immediately you see the signals coming from Donovan. It's as if even if you've just met them, they're already part of this group, and all of you duck down. It's very dark in the library. The ghosts are just, walking around, not really noticing anything. And shifting around, just as usual. Well, there's only one of them that's kind of awake at this time. This one has like a monocle, has like a long, like sweeping robes. They look practically out of the 1200s. Rania, that was a 2. So, I know. Obsidian's nest is tightly wound in one of your curls in your hair, and you can feel it. He's snoring. Even though nobody else can hear that little bit, because he's right next to you, you can hear him like. What? Why is that? And then just like a little nudge, but he's just. He's trying to force himself back to sleep. Odette kind of runs out of the shelving to to you all and just like, what are y'all doing? Oh, and kind of crouches down immediately. What? What's going on?
Librarians. Some of them are asleep, but one of them is awake.
Oh. Okay.
Let's just find what we need, and then you can grab it on our way out. You can grab it on the way out of here.
She's gonna, Rania's gonna ignore Amelia, and she's gonna try to plead with Odette. She's gonna be like, Odette, please, I just need this book. Can I just get I promised I won't read it. Just let me get the book, okay? Y'all, just, if I grab it now, we won't have to worry about sneaking back over here later. Just let me get it. and we can go on about our business.
But then the
I
might be
promise.
trouble that you'd cause if you end up grabbing it now.
What if it sets off another alarm?
What if all the librarians wake up?
Okay.
I feel like
But
you've not been convinced at all, and you're still thinking about grabbing that book. And
I'm still gonna grab the book, but I'm convinced that we can come
If
back.
you're asking Obsidian again, that would be another outwit like brains. But for everyone in the group, Odette kind of just says like quickly, if we can break the lock again, we can come back if we don't find it. And like, let's start. I found like a section for history. If they're asleep, let's just go to the history section.
I agree.
Let's go. I think we can go. Okay, we can go.
As y'all venture forward, a small little black pygmy raven starts bouncing off onto a shelf, pulls something, and drags it to their owner. In the history section, you all are there except for Quinn.
Quinn is staring at this book, kind of keeping like watching everyone walk away. She's gonna try to put the book in her. How big is the book actually?
It is a pretty
Big
hefty
enough to fit in her
tome.
bag? Sorry.
If you're trying to hide it in your bag, it would be a flight with disadvantage because it's a pretty hefty tome. It has like every information about it. But give me a brains check.
That's so 7.
The check is for an 8. Do you want to use any?
I would definitely love to use an adversity token.
There is a wispy figure asleep on an armchair right at the end of this aisle. Is it aisle? It's an aisle. Anyway, they stir awake and you see like a very old professor. Oh, dears, what time is it? Is there something I could help you with?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just looking at the book.
Oh, this is a wonderful section. Very dark magic. Be careful. A couple of these, they're not trustworthy. If there's something that you need to look at, just let me know. They notice the book in your hand, or like the book that you're reaching for, and they're like, beware. Sometimes when you're... Are you looking for some answers that you're not getting right now?
Quinn kind of freezes because no one really asked her that before. Possibly. There's a lot of questions more than anything. And some guidance in there, possibly.
Well, be careful. The rituals in there, some of them call, but it's like calling in a field rather than calling someone directly. You might call someone wrong. She kind of, the ghost hand kind of like pulls forward and goes through the book, and she's like, oh, I always forget. Turn to page 342, 152, 367, 449. And as you like do that, you just see her like trying to fold in or like dog ear the pages as you're going through these. And she's like, I find those to be very helpful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, be sure to log your book and let the librarian know that you're taking it out. I'm so tired. All right, I'm gonna sleep now. And you see them kind of like float backwards, and they kind of sit down on the armchair and rest their head on like a stack of books. The rest of the group, you're in the history aisle, and there's just a lot of history books in all shapes and sizes. Weirdness too, covered in different types of fabric and bookmarks, papers. Some of them are like bound by like rings, and some of them are bound by like just pages sewn together. Some of them, the covers are coming off. The titles are not there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna call for Nyx and call Nyx back and see if they found the book or anything.
Let's see.
Rania's just gonna tuck the book that she got in her bag and pet the curl that's where Obsidian's nest is, like kind of just playing with her hair. So she's like telling them thank you, and she's just gonna go back to being silent because she got what she wanted.
This is close to what is it? No, we'll come back to this. Nyx kind of comes out just. I found a couple things, but I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, and I don't want to touch them. Nyx kind of bounds up onto the desk and points their nose at one of them. It looks like a very old copy of the Shadows of Sesine.
Thank you, Nyx. What a good baby. And I'm gonna give him some little chin scratches.
Okay, is that? Can I sleep now?
Yes, go back to bed. No, that's it. Go back to bed.
Do you want me to stay with you?
No, I think we should be okay. We should be okay.
Should you pee out right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Give me a flight to lie to Nyx right now.
Oh, I don't want to lie. I'm gonna roll it, and then Amelia's just gonna instantly be like, so listen about this. We're not
the
technically
excuses.
supposed to be out, but we're all out together, so it's fine. As long as we don't get caught.
Nyx kind of listens to the first sentence and the second sentence. I will say that second sentence explains the 4, and Nyx just says, Well, I wouldn't tell you to not do something you don't want to do, so I'm going to bed. If you need me, just call me. Regulus is upstairs talking to himself about mice again, and I think I'm going to avoid him for a bit. He's very spooky. So good night. And you just see Nyx bounce off and just rush ahead into like the familiar void. And you just see him disappear. What are Nyx's pronouns before I continue? I'm so confused.
So sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, you can let me know. Odette is kind of going through the different tomes and quickly just like, this looks like one of the books they were talking about, Shadows of Sesine. And then these, and she points to like a series of books, and you see like each of the bindings have like one letter, right? Like each of the books, but as they're like put together in the series, it says Hestor's Lament, like all the words together.
Really quick, what I want to do is because I have Psychic Link. So I actually want to signal Flo and talk to Flo real quick.
You're up late.
Yeah, Flo, I need you to do me something real quick. I'm not too sure about this place. I need you to, just in case, look for all exits. You think you can do that?
Exits back to your sleeping arrangements?
Yeah, whatever the hell out of here. Preferably that.
Or from this place? Where is this?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think we're underground or some shit. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Let's find some exit if you can.
Okay. And
Right,
you
thanks,
see
buddy.
Florian just like constrict a little bit, let go, and then just go. Like you just see the end of their their little tail. Let's see. Let me roll for that really quickly while you tell me what y'all are doing.
I'm gonna regretfully so start flipping through the Shadows of Sesine book and just examine it and start looking at it before I start flipping through it, actually.
It's a very old tome. There is a little symbol, like a symbol of like faceless two little girls and like a ritual circle behind it, and in the background the sketch of all the towers and like the pretty much the tops of the academy, with the backdrop of like beautiful black and gold embossed in all the sketchings. A couple of it is scratched off. The pages are, very old. The binding is kind of coming off the thing. There's like a gap between the old leather and the paper that's all bound together in the inside. The author's name is completely off. People have used it. It's very like familiar. Like there's fingerprints littered like all throughout like the cover. Other than that, it looks just like a very old history book.
And what was the other book that Nyx had found?
Nyx found this one. Odette was just pointing to like a series of books that had like one letter that all spelled out Hestor's Lament.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this book. That's all Amelia's doing right now.
Great. If you're just looking at it, not going through it, that's what you see. And for the Hestor's Lament one, it just, from what everyone can see this, it just looks like very old tomes, like a series of books. Not very close. Let's see. What is everybody else doing really quickly before?
Rania would notice that Odette had said that it spelled out what we needed, and she'll ask the whole group, she'll kind of say, does that mean we need all of these tomes to figure out what we're looking for? Or...
Yeah, didn't they mean that, or weren't we supposed to be looking for one book, not like 20?
Yeah, because no one said we were doing a book report here.
I mean, that is the title we were looking for. We could all take a book and try to flip through it.
I guess that's the least we can do. And Ronnie will reach for the one that's closest to her.
Cool.
I'll go for like a book or two as well.
Great. Imagine, like, you know, each of the tomes has like one of the letters in Hester's lament, that full phrase, and you pick like a certain letter, things like that, and comes into your hands. You scroll through the pages of lore, a lot of like information, rhymes, things like that. Anything to, you know, in this moment that you're trying to figure out will require a brains check or another check if you can describe to me what you're trying to do.
Ronnie will try to read it to see if she can get some more information. So I'm assuming that'll be brains.
Cora's gonna yawn really widely as she's actually struggling to stay awake. So reading the book, I'm kind of feeling like that might be a grit check, just trying to stay awake while retaining information.
Does everybody see Cora yawn and do that?
You all are together, so I assume yes, but it's up to Cora to see if they do it like sneakily.
I'm actually yawning. Cora would make absolutely no secret about how tired she is. There's pretty much no reason for her to keep it a secret.
Okay.
I would point at the, because what's Cora doing again? Just to make sure.
Yawning and trying to read the book.
Okay, so I would point at the book and I can handle that if you want me to. I seem tired.
So you have 4 books now in your hand.
Yeah.
I think that maybe
Cora looks at his stack and she's like, "Yeah, no, I got this one, but thanks."
I think maybe we should finish the ones we're working on and then maybe head back. We all do have class tomorrow.
Rania would agree. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna roll my book to read that.
Yeah.
And then mine was a 15 for my book.
Yeah, and Cora's was a 10. Perfect. The one book that you have, Rania, you have, let's see, one thing that you notice is a line that comes in. Hester, an entity of darkness, banished beyond the 9th gate of death, yearned for a return. His essence seeped into the very stones of Sesine, creating a hidden crypt, a convergence of astral forces where the fabric of reality trembled. What book did Amelia and Cora did the Hester's Lament as well? Did Amelia look at Shadows of Sesine or the series of books? Which one was that
The
check for you?
series of books as well.
Okay.
We were all looking at the series of books, I believe.
Okay. Cora and Amelia, Cora, in your series, your tome, you hear of 2 things. The lament of Hester echoed throughout the realms, a mournful symphony of love turned to ashes. His return was not merely an act of revenge, but an attempt to seize control of the destiny that had eluded him. In the shadows, he plotted to undo the cryptic pact that bound the sisters, to rewrite the story of Sesine with himself at the center. Amelia, with your tome, it starts off where the other one ended, or maybe began. It's not sure from, who picked who, like which book, and, all of you just grabbed. However, you have two things that are kind of highlighted like as tabs, as chapters. One says, the cryptic ritual unraveled the intricate web woven by the sisters. A purse, a vow, a seal to break, multiple seals that the sisters have put together. And then it just like, as you're flipping through the pages, when the astral convergence appears at the end of the year, multiple realms are opened up to create magic, the flow of magic. However, this means that for Hester, for any influence upon, and it just goes into like very much detail of the astral convergence. Then a couple lines down says like a couple names. The Grand Master Terrence of the First, and like lists a couple of older names. Just Professor, the first of couple professors of Sesine, and then like another name, Dr. Patricia, oh my God, names. Lumina, who has studied the astral convergence, is still immortalized in the halls of the Forgotten at Sesine.
Cora, what letter did we all grab? What letter did we grab? And I'm gonna like flip around to like the binding on the book to see what order everybody is currently holding everything in.
I'm gonna say Donnie has like H-E-S, Odette grabbed T, you grabbed R-S-L, and Cora had A-M, and they gave M to Donnie. It's a whole series of books. Lots of information there.
Yeah, okay. I think we should probably maybe call it and go back to the dorms.
I will need a group grit check. So any two people can do this, or everyone can roll grit and I can take the average. It's up to you guys.
My grade is an 8, so I mean, I'm shooting kind of low here.
I'm at 12. I could
Mine's
give it a go.
6, so.
I rolled a 10 if anybody else wants to roll for the grit. Oh, perfect.
Fuck, I rolled a 3.
Should we all attempt it then?
Yeah, we might as well just... I feel like that'd probably be better for the average.
Oh, it explodes.
Let's go.
So a 10.
It's an average of 7.4. The books start shaking, and whispers start coming out. You don't know where it's emanating from, But a couple of the tomes of Hester's Lament start whipping through the pages and just start screaming through. And Have you returned? Have you seen where they have cast me? Release me. Release me. Release me.
I definitely think that's our cue to leave. It's time to go.
Release who?
I've forgotten.
See, Donnie, this is why you don't talk to voices in the library at night.
This is definitely our cue to leave.
Has no one returned?
No, I'm just cruising by. I think we should go.
We should definitely leave.
Yeah.
We should have left 15 minutes ago.
I did say that. We should go. We should go now.
Then everyone decided to read books, so we should go right now.
And then immediately I'm gonna using my second link, I'm gonna be like, Flo, you find anything?
Wait, hold on. There's noises coming up this way. There's another entrance over here. Go past all the aisles. There's another gateway. It's locked, but it goes to a lounge. It looks like just an empty room.
Okay, what's the empty room look like?
I don't know. There's seats, more books. Nobody's in here. None of the weird wispy things. And I don't hear any of the noises of footsteps that was there closer to you.
All right, thanks. And then I'm gonna say there's a lounge past the aisles. It's empty, but there's more books. I'm not sure how we feel about being around more books or anything like that. That might speak to us in a weird demonic voice, but that's an option for us to leave.
I would second that. I don't want to really find any more books that talk to me without my permission.
Have
we
y'all
can just
closed the
figure out what he
books?
wants.
What are we doing with the rest of the books that were kind of laid out?
Ronnie has her open.
The Hester's Lament stuff?
Yeah, she's 100% pulled in. She wants to know why it wants to be free.
Give me a grit check. And for everybody else to flee or to calm and like whatever you want to do is charms, and then to flee is like flight.
Amelia would like to look around while everybody is working on fleeing, while Ronnie is also engrossed in the books. And I'm gonna grab the Sesine shadows and just try to put it, like, take it with me as well. I don't know what role you would like for me to do for that.
You're trying to look around to grab this without people noticing? Or
No, I don't really guess. It doesn't matter if they notice or not. I'm just trying to grab the book.
great. That is a flight check. And Cora, you're already leading the pace. The voices that are emanating from these books that is not pulling Rania in. Rania looks engrossed in what is saying. The voices continue to, start taking shape of these faces that kind of pull out of the books. Like the pages start pulling in. But Rania you're fine. You're holding it together. And Odette is with you, Cora. they're not as flightly. I can't use that word. They're not as speedy as you are, but they have their wand out ready, and they just kind of mutter just quickly, okay, this is, let's just go to wherever this room is, if it's another way out. Whatever the noise is making here, it has to, like, some of these librarians gonna wake up. Rania, you hear a couple of things from the voices as you're like listening in.
Too long have I slumbered. The gates are opening. Are you listening to me, my dear servant?
Rania would ask, what gate is opening?
The child. One who opened the story. You are not. The gates. Do you not feel the pull? The ones who have lost and passed on to this life. They pass through gates, one by one, bells on top of them to lull them into their forever slumber. But I am awake now, and I do not wish to return to sleep.
From what you know of what he's saying with your base, what is your D20 in brains, there are many realms that is open and available for magic to flow through. There's only one realm that you only enter only at a certain time in your life, and that is when you end it. Everyone else, are we fleeing?
Yeah, Amelia's grabbing that book and booking it.
You see Florian slither first. You can't hear what they say. You just hear little and little tongue flicks at Donnie. But Donnie hears, okay, I'm gonna just go straight forward and just go straight to that other door. I think it's not closed off. It's just like a room to read. And then from there, there's another stairwell to right to the front door of the library. And then you can just go back to your sleeping chambers the way you came from.
All right, do a survey of outside that door just in case, if you can.
Okay.
Let me know if anybody's by the door. Good job.
Yeah, the little podiums where the knights were, they're empty, but they're not around that spot. They might be walking around somewhere else. Could you throw something to make a distraction, and then since this is another exit, they can run to that first area, and then we can run out from the back.
Oh, I can throw something. All right, I got it. Did you hear me?
Yeah, no, I heard you. As soon as you said that, Florian just already slithered away, and you just see his cobra head turn around, like, yeah, I heard you, and then go around the corner.
Okay, I'm just gonna relay that information to everybody else. For the sake of making things quicker, I'm just gonna relay it. Just say that out of character, I already did everything, explained everything to everybody.
Great, give me a brawn check and what you're trying to throw. Rania, what else do you do, and do you join? And Quinn as well.
Quinn's gonna take heed of what they're saying, but she doesn't want to leave Rania because she kind of backed Rania on this as well. So
I'm gonna use inspiration to reroll that.
Yeah, just tell me what you're trying to throw in this library.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Hello.
And Rania, what would you like to do?
My thing crashed. Why would it do that?
Rania would see Quinn is still waiting with her, and she'll look back and she'll say, well, I think we've got what we needed. Do you think we should get up out of here?
I was hoping that was going to be the first thing you said.
I think it's time we go. I really don't want to play with the spirits right now, and this one seems a little too eager to get out.
Yeah, and I've already ruined a lot of my clothes already, so I'm definitely trying to get back.
Well, let's get the hell out of here.
I got a 16 on that reroll. So if there's another big ass rock, I'm just gonna throw it again.
It's a library. There's desks. There's screaming tomes. There's the books that are like the one that was above you, and the chains that was just like rattling really loud. And then there was like one that was like making like a distant scream when you get near it. So
you have a desk. Okay, so it's a library, desk and everything. Yeah, I'm gonna get like a desk. And just throw it in the opposite direction so we can cause a distraction.
Immediately, all of you see this careening, like just arcing over you and crashing into where you all have entered from the library, the gate to the restricted section. Quickly, moving steel just starts bounding around, and all of you run to the other end. The lounge that you found is empty, as you said, as Florian said. Then you meet with Florian right at the edge where this reading room connects to the front room of the library. Florian hints that the podiums are still empty, and all of you return back, all in one piece, to your rooms. Regulus is still waiting, kind of looks to Odette, and Odette quickly like scratches them for a second, turns around, shakes their head, and just says, yeah, let's not do that anytime soon. I'm going to bed.
I don't know why. Something feels off. Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to sleep. And then I'm going to leave and then go to my sleeping chambers.
So I'm just clarifying something. Did everybody hear the spooky voice that was talking to Rania, or was that a Rania exclusive moment?
That was a Rania exclusive moment. That specific portion. Everything else beforehand, you've heard.
For the sake of notes, that little script you read is absolutely terrifying to reread.
Thanks. I struggled, and I appreciate that. As the night, turns, the day comes, every one of you go to classes, food, lunch, there is after-school clubs, and we're going to skip for a couple days. News of the library being broken into, a desk found completely destroyed, tomes opened and unorganized, even by the librarians of the Sesine Academy Library. Has been news and stories, going around. Teachers are trying to find out who did it, but some people think it's just some rowdy kids. There are a couple of kids whose 7th year is happening, and they decided that this year is going to be the year they do nothing but pranks all year. So some of the teachers are saying, nope, this must be an older student, an upper class student who's messing around. A couple of the other students in your class, Miles perhaps, or Nolan. Sometimes Dominic would laugh at this. You'll see Miles like kind of standing on top of the table when he's like, and then I bet it was one of the knights battling the other one. It has to be there. What other reason? I thought like one of the older students might do this, but come on, this school is way too big for anything like that. Something else must be happening. And you've heard him kind of like say a couple of those stories. Last couple of days, he hasn't been sitting with y'all. And even though he's been hanging out with you for a while, he's been sitting alone or like walking alone in the hallways. But in these moments, he comes like really alive, and you see like all the other students, Dominic, everyone just like laughing at his like jokes. And he had like stolen a couple things from like the dinner table and like handed them all out for like late night eating. And everyone in the group clearly like enjoyed like the late night snacks, as he like has a rendition of what else could have happened during this moment. All of you, there are a couple things for this day. This is late at night again. Tomorrow, what is it? Not late at night, sorry. Late in the afternoon, you have... what is it? You have alchemy class coming up. You also, have the entire castle. For those who, I think Donovan, who was given like a map of the school or just like places that are familiar. One thing has noted to you. There is a hallway known as the Halls of the Forgotten that clicks from your nighttime escapade.
Okay. So, about explain that again. The halls are forgotten.
You heard it in the tomes and things that like people were sharing from like Hester's Lament,
Okay.
and it clicked to you that that's the actual name of a place in the castle.
Oh, okay. Where am I currently?
You're with the group, the first
Okay.
years of the
And you
academy.
You said I saw it on like the thing, the map I was given, correct?
Yeah, it's a very non-descriptive map. It has some areas, but there's just like this really tiny hall, and you just see like very tiny script, Hall of the Forgotten, like a long line. And they've only like marked places that you would really need to go to for all the visiting students.
So as that's happening, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute. Halls of Forgotten. This was in the tome. You guys know about it all?
I've never heard of it. So you're saying they talk about it in one of those things you were reading?
Yeah, Halls of Forgotten. And it seems in this map I was given too that it's almost like someone tried to scratch it out. Like didn't want anybody knowing about it either.
It's in the building.
Yeah, right here. And then I'll point at it.
Do you think this is what the voice was referring to?
It's gotta be. Especially for the creepy stuff going on here.
That would make sense to free someone from a place they don't want you to think exists.
Rania would turn to Quinn and she'll say, I don't think we need to go down there. You heard that creepy voice afterwards. It wants to be out. Whatever it is must clearly be a big bad. And we, as first years, I don't think we can handle it. I think it's crazy. I think anything down that forgotten hallway needs to stay forgotten. But then again,
We did also sneak into the Forbidden Library as first years, so can't be too crazy. Or
That's usually the last words for a person before we do some really, really crazy shit.
well, I'm kind of curious.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Well, I'm not a cat, so that's fine.
Yeah, but you could be one though.
That's what
Okay.
ravens are for. Duh, you didn't. Anyways, I don't think we should go.
You're intrigued.
I'm very intrigued.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well, at least we can go in with a plan this time, I assume. I mean,
that would be
Sorry.
smart.
You said we?
right? You're one of us.
Um.
You're literally sitting with us right now.
Okay, that's a great
Within
point. But I don't want to
Divulging
die.
information.
Okay, so just don't die.
This is
Duh.
Oh wow! I never thought of
Really?
that so much. It's great advice. This is insane.
Hey, wait, but consider this. You haven't died yet, so you're doing a really good job already. at not
That's
doing
true.
it.
I think with all of
Not
us,
working at all.
but all of us together make a great team. So if we all go, then we know we'll get out. But if like Quinn and I decide to just go, that could be detrimental. So let's just stick together like the friends we are.
Or we could just not go.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm with Ronnie and Quinn.
Oh shit.
We've got to go.
No,
yeah, of course.
I have to go. Okay, I'm gonna go, but it's only because I feel like you guys are gonna get yourself killed, and that would be very, very.
Admit it, you like us.
You
You
guys
like
are.
us.
You guys are pretty cool.
Who else is gonna throw desk around? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that too loud. But who else is gonna throw desk around when the people come around? We need you.
I am pretty like insanely strong. I mean, I threw a 400-pound boulder like it was nothing. That was great. I
Like
see-
it was a
I see what
pebble.
you're doing.
You're really
I see
good.
what you're doing.
You're so good at throwing.
You're trying to do that. I must say, it's working. It's working.
Rania gives a slide side smirk and goes back to just reading her book that she had in front of her.
Besides, you have the map too. You're the navigator. You're the leader.
Yeah, Donnie. So when are we going?
Yeah, Donnie, when are we going?
Where are we going, Donnie?
While everybody's talking about this, Cora would have been eerily quiet, her arms crossed across her chest, and she's visibly not saying anything about this plan, and nor has she confirmed whether or not she's actually going.
I'm just gonna say before we actually decide, I feel like all parties involved should be okay with going with it. And then I'm gonna gesture towards Cora. I'm like, we need to
Ronnie
get
is gonna-
consent from one of the parties.
Rania's
Come
gonna
on,
look at
girl.
Cora and she's gonna say, "Now listen, I know a couple nights ago I made you a little upset, but come on, can you just tell me why you don't want to go? Come on, Cora."
I need to be in this school. It was one thing when we were breaking into the library for answers, but it just seems like with this plan, we're looking for trouble. We're looking for reasons to get in trouble. I worry if we do this, we're not gonna find what we're looking for, and instead we're gonna get kicked out. I can't get kicked out, guys.
Well, if that's how you feel, then honestly, you don't have to go. Don't feel forced to do anything that you're not comfortable with doing.
Cora, this is very close to a condition. Brave. Is that something that Cora is feeling right now?
Brave?
Brave in standing up for what she believes in, or brave for going? Depends on how you.
Cora would if Cora was being brave, Cora would want to go.
Great, then this is a +2 to fight until you fail to confront someone or carry something, like a brawn check. Great. All of you, the halls are pretty quiet. Fires are slowly dimming. There's students kind of, walking around. A couple of them have noticed that you kind of have your own group, and they decided to kind of keep their own groups. Miles has now slowly kind of pulled into other people's like little cliques, and you see Calliope kind of doing homework above in like a balcony of the common areas, I guess, the first year rooms. Where would you like to go?
Time is it? Earlier you had mentioned us having alchemy class. I would not like us to miss class. For sure.
So you would like to go to class or venture outside of class? I'm not. Just tell me where we're going.
Is it like a go to class or skip class situation?
You can go to class. Does everybody want to go to class?
Yeah, sure, I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Classities.
All right. The rooms of the alchemy class are very, very fragrant. A couple of things are brewing all at once. There are dim lit walls and windows that are enchanted to look like this vision of a place that none of you know of. Professor 𝘊𝘂𝐿 Blackwood has led this class for a couple weeks now. I think you're at maybe like month 2, 3 of this of your school year, and he's a very simple man. He teaches your course. You either accomplish your potions for that day. You read the information. You write an essay or homework, depending on if you did well on potions that day or alchemy or anything that they decide to put together. Alchemy can be, recipes to create liquid magic, but it could also be other forms of physical magic. It could be turning materials into other materials. It varies from topic to topic. But today, as all of you sit down, there are a couple of cauldrons brewing in front of everyone. And you see first the wheels of Professor Blackwood's chair kind of roll in as all the students kind of pile in, all the first years. You see Miles kind of throw his bag onto the desk. Nolan today has really beautiful crimson eyeshadow, and they have decided to kind of put like faux freckles on their skin that kind of glitter rather than looking like freckles. They just look like very, very very nice glitter. You see Elizabeth kind of tuck back her blonde hair, just like put it behind her ear and put all her books in and just say, "Good morning, Professor. Did you sleep well?" And as he like rolls in, he just like, you just hear like the squeak of the chair, and just he's like, "Oh, yes, Miss Donovan, I did sleep very well. Thank you for asking. Good morning, class. Settle in." How do you all enter?
Ronnie will walk by Professor Blackwood as well and say, "Good morning, Professor. Oh, yo, I love what
morning,
you've
Miss
done with your
Walters.
makeup today."
Oh, yes. What is it? Nolan kind of blushes like one of the other first years and just like, thank you, Rania.
You're welcome. And then she'll go sit down.
Quinn would be walking in, their hair is like tied up. They're walking right next, walking by Professor Blackwood. I've actually been really looking forward to this. Like, you have no idea. Also, I'm loving this. This whole thing you have going is full. And
A whole thing that is going for me. What is going for me?
Yeah, she's like gesturing up and down to like their outfit.
Oh, yes.
Your
This
whole
is.
look, just something about it. I just wish I could do this.
Thank you. I guess wearing the same robes 3 times third time is the charm.
It's called seasoned. That's what I like to call it.
Oh.
Very seasoned.
You see a smile come up on this very tired face. Professor Blackwood, he's usually very, very quiet in his speaking, but the smile that breaks out is immensely charming, like something that hasn't been awoken in a while. And he just like, thank you, Miss Castell. Please have a seat. And welcome again, Mr. Evercreech. I'm glad you are finding all our school and classes very well. Before we get started, everyone, let's see. Yes, everyone get seated. Good job, everyone. There we go. We're going to do something very simple today, a very simple potion, something all of you might find cheerful as the weather gets colder. We're going to be making a potion of reverse politeness, as I like to call it. Something funny, why not make something for this end of the month? I would say, if you do use this outside of these chambers, I will not be there to protect you from the professors. If you get detention, that is up to the professors. If you hand this to anyone else, any other teacher, familiar, students, okay? But in this room, we will have some fun. Quinn, can I get a brains check, please? All right, so the potion of reverse politeness is what I like to call it. It's very simple. You drink it, you become comically blunt and brutally honest to anyone around you. So a couple of things that you will need. I've put the cauldrons in front of you to a low boil, but all of you should get up and get these following ingredients. And they wave their wand, and the chalk starts to write on the board in front. We will need hyena fangs. Make sure they are laughing. You will need the wild honesty grass. They're not called that. They're called something in Latin. You can look into your book to see what they're called in Latin, but they're known as the wild grass, honesty grass. There is now, I don't usually use this, but this comes from an herb, and they pull out this like tankard of rum, and they say, "This is called Slytherum. It's very, very potent, but if someone could figure out what herb this is, I will give them extra points for today. What herb is concocted to make this delicious rum?" And then the rest of the items I've left in front of you. You see, like, in the cauldron, there is something already bubbling, and you see like an empty little thing of a brew called bubbling brew, and a smaller vial of essence of straightforwardness, kind of emptied on each, like, in front of all of your little cauldrons. Those have already been added, so don't worry about that. Find the rest and let's get started. And once you get all the ingredients, start chopping away at the fangs, please.
Rania would want to know what concocted the rum, so she's gonna attempt to figure out what those ingredients are.
Miss Valtoris, are you here to smell the rum? Here. Let's see if your shrewd nose will figure it out.
Well, let me try, Professor. And she would proceed to like waft the smell towards her nose to try to figure out what it is. Mm-hmm. And she'll say, "It smells like vanilla."
Ooh, please roll me a brains. Stop.
The Valtoris rum line.
The Valtoris family has like an entire brewery, and the manor has a library. It has its own company. I can't. With the 19, the vanilla notes start hitting first, and the sharp, bitter points of it turn into like tobacco. Very warm, and then just it smells like if your parents ever like lit up a cigar, or if maybe your brother snuck one, that hint of when it comes alive. There's only two things that you know that has that rare combination of warm vanilla and tobacco. These are two brown herbs that grow in the like corner of Professor Blackwood's office. I have the names. I will find it in a second. Okay. But what is everybody else doing while I find that?
Amelia would have gathered the supplies and went to start trying to cut hyena fangs.
In the stores, you see a couple different fangs, and you immediately see one bottle where the fangs are jumping up, and you just hear like,
Yeah, she's just compiling ingredients in her arm. You know, like when you're at a grocery store and you just refuse to get a basket. Currently her.
Cora, Donnie, and Quinn. Can the hyena fangs go like,
Quinn's probably enjoying that one factor because it's so silly. She's like, this is magic school is really intriguing. Every turn, like at every turn, this it's laughing at me, and it's ridiculous. I love it.
Cora would chime in saying, "It's not laughing at you; it's laughing with you."
Amelia hearing that would in turn make her laugh.
Rania, the blooms in front of you, there is the Rift Bloom and the Nilith Rum.
So she would ask the professor, she would say, are one of these perhaps the Lilith Rum?
How? Well, you know, out of the two, that is very, very good point of inspiration for Rania. Yes, Miss Valtoris. Again, points to Miss Valtoris today, everyone. You see a couple of students just like kind of look over and just be like, okay, Great. And they kind of run over to the stores of where the potion ingredients are and start pulling out the Nilith rum essence. Good job there. I will give you 10 extra marks for your class. Great. Grab the Nilith rum essence from the stores and begin your potions. I'm going to share this handout on alchemy, but let's see if I can do it on our web thing real quick. Donnie, what are you doing?
Miles, if you look at the chat, I think they put something in there.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, all of you, as you're sitting at your desks or compiling ingredients, the professor just continues to chat while you're moving around. You see him move his wheelchair closer to like different like tables to note. Quinn, however, you notice something peculiar. Around his neck is a quiet little snake. It curls around and around, and it pokes its little head out, and it just like slithers, and you perceive that with your 9. And Professor Blackwood just says, "Amadeus, quiet. They wanted to note that you look very wonderful today, Miss Castell." And as they roll away, kind of, as they go to another student, you see what, like, it looks like Amadeus's head kind of goes around their neck, and instead of a tail, another head pops up. But right before you can like look, it closes around again into the scarf of Professor Blackwood and hides.
Quinn is taken back by it immediately. Just the fact that, because at first she probably thought it was just some kind of accessory. So to see it actually being this creature, and it being just so fucking cute, that just like, it's like, oh my god, amazing. She's kind of like, not necessarily jealous, but like envious. Just because it's like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing.
The professor turns around and is like, is everyone good with their items? Has everyone gotten... All right. First, foremost, chop them up, everyone. Amelia, be careful with the knife. Actually, no, you're pretty good. Just be careful. Miles, don't cut yourself, be careful. Chop them up, not too finely. You don't need them to be too fine. As you all like see this, a couple of students have already started crushing things, and you notice like a little wafting like giggles and laughs, like like coming to get like out of each of the crushed things. Like Professor Blackwood just says, all right, mortal and pestle, everyone, grind the herbs, the grass especially, and when they're fully ground, add in all the essences. The instructions should tell you on how to do this specifically. And for those who want to just wing it, it's not that difficult. It's, it won't mess the potion up too much, but higher marks for those who note certain things from the book. once you've added everything together, let it boil, and you can all walk away with a small little vial. Or we can test it out today and see how it works.
I would like to just look around at everybody in our group and be like, I don't think that maybe we're the ones who should test this today after our latest adventures.
Ronnie would whisper back, I couldn't agree more. I'd hate to slip up and say something in a class.
Yeah,
already
I
made
was
it
gonna
this
say
far.
that too. Can we look over and see what Cora's doing? Is Cora there? I assume she was.
No, she is. She was still gathering her ingredients. She was a little bit behind everybody else.
Quid's gonna kind of go to Cora and just, while she's doing her potion and stuff, and just want to make sure you're doing all right.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm fantastic. I mean, I'm nervous, and my palms are sweaty. See, and she'd show Quinn her palms, and be like, I know it'll be okay. We're just gonna get through the day and do our best.
And you're definitely going to do your best. You do nothing less than your best all the time. So don't second guess yourself. I know what it's like when you have a lot of family obligations riding on you. So I completely understand.
Cora would kind of cock an eyebrow, like just almost kind of dumbfounded that Quinn almost read her mind, and let alone how Quinn knew about the fact that she had family obligations.
Ronnie, just, being herself, you would say to Cora, hey, just let me know if you need some help over there. I don't want to encroach on your space, but I think I know a thing or two if you need some help, okay?
Cora would hold a thumbs up and be like, I may take you up on that, but thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm over here for you.
And if you screw it up, we could just make Miles drink it.
He would do it too. That dude's like garbage disposal.
Yeah, just put it on a cookie or something. He'll eat it.
At that point, Amelia would like to reach in her pocket out and pull out a few of the cookies that Tamsin sent her and just say, here, I even have some cookies. Ready to go. We are set.
Love it when a plan comes together.
That's so devious. I think we should try it.
Amelia, this is very close to the proud condition, I feel like.
I'll take it. He did say we were going to have a little fun today. We could give Miles a cookie.
Let's hope Cora get this reverse politeness all perfected, and let's see how it really works.
Great. The professor just notes really quickly to does a quick round again, closer to your table. Quinn, could you give me another brains check? And then, sorry to interrupt.
You're fine. Brain. Seek.
With the check is for an 8. Would you like to expend 2 points of your adversity tokens?
It's the mid-season finale. Let's do it. Go ahead and throw those in there.
The professor is muttering to Amadeus. But Amadeus, you can fully see this now, is muttering to a second head. The end of its tail is another snake head, quietly nestled, and its eyes are kind of weary. It looks like it has almost crystal eyes, but it doesn't wake, and you see Amadeus like shrugging it to like wake up, but it just looks right at you for a moment. Professor Blackwood kind of like looks up, catches your eye, and as soon as they catch your eye, that second head pulls back into the darkness of its scarf. And you see Professor Blackwood kind of touch at it for a second. And then cough, like clear their throat and just roll to another desk. And adjust their scarf, and just like you see Amadeus kind of curl away.
That was interesting. I'm literally shook. This music was like taking me there this whole time. I was like, why is this music doing this so good?
Thank you, music. Sometimes I don't even.
Wait a minute.
It is like it is like 3 hours long, and you never know when it's gonna hit and when it's not. And right now.
Oh my god! I was like, wait a minute. This is very carefully curated, and I'm obsessed with it right now.
I love it. All of you, the essence has been put in. What is it? The professor kind of notes to like the next steps in the instruction. How many of y'all have followed the instructions in the book, and how many of y'all just winged it?
I have been very carefully reading this handout.
Cool.
Rania would definitely wing it.
Yeah, same.
Oh. Really? Rania not with the books?
She would wing it because she's like, I want to see how crazy we can get.
Let's go.
Okay, then.
Very un-Rania-like.
I know. Very, very different.
I love
but
that side of you.
I love it. Yeah, I love the confidence. But Amelia, you do get to roll brains with advantage because of that, though. Rania brains as well. Everyone else just... let me do Amelia's first. 15. What could...
Yep, 15.
Yeah, 15. Yep, 15's good. 15's good. 12. Cora and Quinn.
Cora would be following the handout. Would that be a brains check?
Yeah.
That would be a brains, and then you can roll it with advantage. Is Quinn also using the book?
No, Quinn was winging it for sure.
Okay.
They said it was a
I
fun
love
day.
this. Yeah, no, I love when dice tell the story too. So that's good. I'll start with Amelia really quickly as well while Cora rolls. You notice... Roll it one more time.
No, that's the roll. No, that's the roll, Moz. Take it as it is.
Done. It's done.
It says 1d10x.
Better than what it rolled. Can I have the
It's okay.
too?
You can roll again because you're following the book, right? So you have a 4 this time, and then the next one. Roll one more time. Okay, so Amelia, you recognize a couple different steps that are coming in. Unluckily, Cora doesn't. Maybe there was too many steps to this. It started with begin by finely chopping the fangs, crush the grass using the mortar pestle. Their unfiltered truthfulness is essential. racing through the ingredients, all of you in this line of like this bench, you see Amelia just pouring, like their finger is tracing each line, and they see the unfiltered truthfulness is essential. However, going to the next step, Cora just rushes past it and mixes in the hyena fangs and the wild grass without crushing it. Rania, the book is open to the correct page, but with all the items in front of you, the mortar and pestle that you heard, with the 12, you know to crush what is in front of you. The herbs, done. You got the essence that you needed. You put it in. You miss one step, but as the teacher has said, it's not going to hurt that much if you miss a couple of the steps. And this is the same one that Quinn misses, to stir counterclockwise like 3 times, then clockwise twice. The reverse motion invokes the reversal of politeness. For Quinn, Cora, when you stirred once, maybe you let go of the ladle, and it, as it naturally does, just halfway went reverse clockwise, and you saw it like a puff of like pink fumes kind of come out for a second, and as you breathe it all in, somehow something in you just wants to say something really out loud, but you don't, just because it's just fumes. What does everyone instantly want to blurt out, but it's in your head? Like you just, what do your characters just feel like they want to just scream out for a second? First thing that comes to your mind.
Tacos.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Tacos.
I just want a nap.
Ronnie will be like, man, I really need to pee.
I wish I had more waffles at breakfast.
You all think these thoughts immediately, and for some of you who may not have read as clearly, that was Cora, that was Quinn. It doesn't come as strong. It's just like a thought, like an intrusive thought that comes in for a second, and even for a moment, it just feels like, oh, maybe it's just something. Maybe it was the influence of the potion, but waffles? No, I always want waffles. You know, those kind of like fighting thoughts happen. For Amelia, that thought of tired nap is strong. And in front of you, as this potion is bubbling away and you sprinkle the last bubble brew into it, enhancing the courage needed to speak bluntly, as soon as the 15-minute timer dings that in front of you, you turn off the heat. And you notice that the mixture of all the essences, the laughter and the honesty melding together, and finally like this pink smoke that kind of wafted above instead falls down to the ground and becomes like a low fog. And as soon as it does, Professor Blackwood says, well, congratulations there, Miss Viles. That there is a beautiful potion. Marks to you. Let me mark this down. Oh, I smell something over here. Miss Valtoris, look at you going for initiative here and intuition and instinct. This here will do just fine as well. It might not bring out the biggest pains in someone's or the brutalest of honesty, but it will still make someone immensely impolite. Good job there. For Miss Castell, Miss Scorned, I see what you're doing here, but remember, sometimes the details are where you need to focus on. Review the potion and just write a quick, for your homework, what do you think went wrong? What is important in this potion? And we'll come back to it. But today is all about fun, so no worries if if your potion doesn't come out, it might just make someone just think their most simplest of honest thoughts. All right, everyone. As we have the first ones who finished, Miss 𝘌𝐿𝑑, is there anyone who would like to volunteer to take this? All the class is kind of quiet. Amelia, what would you like to do with your potion?
I think that I would just like to take the vial with me, if that's okay, Professor. As like a little, I did it. I don't think that I need anybody to try it.
Oh, but it will be rather hilarious, I think. Especially
Would you like
if
to
you
test
made
it?
Oh no, as a teacher, my thoughts would be horribly inappropriate for a classroom. It will just be about wanting to go home and not talking to more children. No, not you, of course. You're upperclassmen. Some of them have been in their hijinks lately, and it's getting rather ridiculous. I want to call all their parents.
Maybe if you take a sip and test it, you could do that.
Professor Blackwood just motions, and he like gets up from his chair, and you see him like struggle for a moment, and then creep over and just pulls out like this small little vial, dips it into the potion. Smells it wonderful, and takes a quick shot, just knocks it back, and immediately it's ridiculous how many papers I have to grade, and how many of you have horrible handwriting. Did no one teach you how to write? Did no one teach you how to hold a pen, pencil, quill, ink? No? Whew. And he shakes his head, just like, very, very good one. Wow. Anyone else want to try? It will be hilarious to see if anyone has a moment or two. Remember, this also can cause people to curse, so be careful, especially around rather polite society. Nolan kind of raises their hand up, just like. And a couple of the other students raise their hand up. Amelia, like the professor, kind of looks at you and says, well, who would you like to give this to? You can keep the vial, but maybe they will like to test something out of your cauldron.
Yeah, I think I'll just take my vial and put it in my pocket, and then I'll be like, oh, cauldron's all yours. Anybody can try it if they want to.
A couple of these students like rush over and kind of crowd all of you at the table just to like smell, and you see them like shake their head like as the fumes kind of hit their head, like their eyes, and some of them have like and Nolan kind of grabs it really quickly and takes a sip. Oh, I hope everybody's likes my makeup. I tried really hard, and I know Ronnie said they liked it, but does everybody else like it? Also, why do you all hang out by yourselves? It's really weird that you all just hang out together. I didn't say that. And you see Nolan just turn to the professor. I didn't mean that second part. I didn't mean that. Also, you have a very bald head. I didn't mean that either. Just the first part. How do I stop? And then you see the professor just like put their like hand over to like their, just let it pass, and just close your mouth. Just don't say anything. And they're like, the food this morning was disgusting. I don't know who's cooking it. The staff whoever did it burned my sausage, and it was disgusting. Professor, it's really strong. And they're like, yeah, it's okay, Nolan, it's okay. Your makeup looks amazing. It's okay. And then a couple of the other students, you see Dominic kind of take a little glass and sip it, and just with a little sip, and just says, Odette said yes. and they hide their like hand over their mouth, and they just like rush to the other end of the bench, and they smile. They're like, she said yes, and then like put the vial down, and a couple other students are like trying to grab it. You see Elizabeth take a sip and says like, this is rather ridiculous. I want to learn how to make potions to make me very lucky, and this clearly doesn't do it. And I also really want to skip class. I don't, Professor. I didn't mean that. No, I meant that. Also, sometimes I feel like you're very rude. And then they like turn to Nolan to say it. All I know is you're, and they just start like a slur of like mixture of like curses. They're like, sometimes you fucking say this and this and this, and sometimes I get so pissed off, and I think, oh my god, every single time you borrow my shoes. I knew you borrow my shoes, Nolan. Okay, I know that you like my shoes, but we don't wear the same size, and then I have to go find other shoes, Nolan. And then Nolan's like, I didn't steal that. I totally didn't steal it. And you see Miles in the background just like, I stole it. And they have like a little thing of like of the potion as well, and they're like, sorry Elizabeth, I just thought it would be funny to see you without shoes one day, but I stole it. I'll return it, I promise. It's just under your bed. It's not really stolen. I just hid it behind your books. And then you just see her cursing back at like Miles, and as it's going, Professor Blackfoot just starts laughing, just like, oh, isn't it good to release some of this? Well, all right, everyone. This was a very small dose, so it should all remove its effects in a while. Use responsibly. I'm looking at you, Miss Wild. It can be overwhelming when you take it as a shot, but and he's trying to say this as everybody's just like whoever took a little bit is like hiccuping or like saying like curse words or being very impolite, or they're like saying random things. And as soon as Elizabeth's worn off, she's like apologizing to Nolan, and Nolan's apologizing to Elizabeth, and then Miles is laughing and Miles apologizes, and they're like sitting together. And you give me in this mess of conversation, 2 people give me a brains check.
Ooh, maybe not Amelia.
I'll give you the...
Clearly not Rania today either.
I'll give you all the adversity tokens. Who had the highest? Amelia did. Amelia, you notice Miles kind of look at his drink and whisper, and the only thing you hear, the first few things were, I wish I had more friends. And then the rest that he said just like quiets down as he like puts the drink down and walks away. The class ends, and as all the students start like filtering out and putting their bags away and cleaning up everything, you see the professor kind of using his wand to clean up. Miss Vial, be careful with that vial. I don't want to hear any news of random escapades. I promise you. Just use it responsibly. Everyone else, clean up. You don't have to clean up your stations. I'll clean up the contents of your cauldrons. Miss Castell, is there anything I can help you with before you leave? Miss Scorned, is there any questions you had?
No, sir.
All right, have a good day, y'all. Homework will be due at next class, so no length requirement. Just review the potion and tell me what you think affected your own potions. Anything else that you all like to do before end of class?
I would like to try to get one more vial, if that's okay, of my well-brewed potion of reverse politeness.
Cool, give me a flight check to do that sneakily. Quinn, is there anything?
Well, Quinn's gonna be getting her stuff together to leave. We're just kind of waiting for everyone else. But she's gonna try to sneak a glance to see if she sees the face of the other snake again, the eyes at least. So at least she can see if she can see the eyes before she leaves.
From this point, as he's clearing up everything, the professor has like that scarf around his neck, and you just see like, if anybody else saw this like pointed part poke out, anybody would assume that's Amadeus's tail, but you saw what it was. It looked, from this point, it's not pointed for a tail, it's a mouth.
She's gonna take that and kind of just walk away with the rest of everyone else, with the thought lingering in her brain.
The professor kind of shifts and takes Amadeus out of, imagine like, it's like one of those scarves that have like a hole in the center where the snake can kind of wrap around, and he like pulls it off his neck and he rests them down on the table, and he starts like putting things away and says like, "Good evening, Miss 𝘀𝐿. Have a wonderful night."
You as well, Professor. You as well.
I will. Give me a brains check right before. I'm saying you're the last person in the room, so give me a brains check.
A 3.
As you leave, the head does poke out, but you don't notice anything by the time you're kind of walking away. You just see it poke out from its little thing, but you've already walked with the group outside the classroom by this point. It is now late. There is dinner time, but the school is here for everybody. Where would you like to go?
Are we going to discuss possibly, going to check out obviously, I don't want to say it out here. Everyone's listening around, and truth serum and all. But we still need answers.
Yes, thank you. I just noticed that. Sorry, I just view the voice chat as like on top, so I didn't see it. We should have done this like an hour ago. Yes, please, a small break. Quinn asked this question, and all of you are pondering, and we'll be right back in like 5 minutes because I should have done this hour ago. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, y'all. Is that okay to everybody?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fine.
Perfect.
Yes, please. I'm so sorry. Be right back. All right, everybody. Quinn has like asked this question. You've just finished your class. The halls are pretty quiet. Some of the kids are going towards dinner already, or going to like a room to study. There's multiple towers. The tower where you're residing, the bottom floor, has like a place where people can sit of all ages, of all classes, and their library has people filled in. There's staff walking around in the halls cleaning up. You see a staff kind of using their one of the staff members using their wand to dust a couple of the corners of the castle, even though no matter how much they dust, the spiders keep creating more webs.
Ronnie would kind of answer Quinn and say, I mean, we could go down there, but do we want to go this early, or should we wait till tonight?
Well, I don't mind waiting. I just want to know if we're going to plan on doing it. We need to make an actual plan.
Is it technically off limits right now?
Is that for me?
For the group.
I don't know. We can do some recon right now. We can go check.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just casually go walk by and see what we can see.
Just a casual walk by.
Yeah, just a little school stroll. Gotta show Donnie around.
Yeah, of course. We're actually touring the building. Perfect.
Before we skedaddle too far around, I would like to do a quick look around and see who's standing around and close by us.
The staff that's cleaning, you see 𝘀𐌀𐌐𐊊 walking around. Odette's kind of like angling towards them to pet them. And Professor Blackwood is kind of closing up to go for dinner.
Okay.
So he's like,
would Ronnie notice Odette?
I think this is pretty obvious to everybody now. So yeah, it's been a couple months. Yeah.
She would shout, Odette, stop it.
But it's right there. She's right there.
No.
She won't tell on us.
No.
I'd like to turn around and look at Odette. If Rania can't have the tomb right off the bat, you can't pet all the babies off the bat.
But she likes being pet.
I don't think she does, love.
But she did before. Okay. One pet, and I'll be right back.
No. Get over here.
Half a pet, and I will run right back. Like I will run there, pet, run right back.
If she bites you, we can't save you. No.
𝘀𐌀𐐐 doesn't. 𝘀𐌀𐐐 is Professor Harkness's. She doesn't bite.
You never know. Just no. No more.
We all know half pets are gateway pets. It's going to lead to more.
Give me a for the. I think let's use. Even though Quinn has low on charm, that was very charming. I feel like so what I'll do is please roll your charm, but this will be a low DC because that for me that was very charming.
I will take it.
I will say, Dine, we do have a cardomancy club in this school that is literally like for Magic the Gathering kind of but the cards are real and they like play. It's like a mix of Magic the Gathering plus Yu-Gi-Oh, where all the kids can play.
I rolled a magical.
You do have advantage on this. because that was very charming. And it is a very low DC. This is your friend.
2 ones in a row. Gotta love it.
Odette just starts creeping very closely to 𝘀𐌀𐐂𐌂𐌄𐌂. 𝘀𐌀𐐂𐒂𒂂 is this Black Panther familiar of one of the professors, Professor Harkness of Demonology. For those who don't know, who are new to the stream, new to this, the familiars are able to talk to their partnered witch or wizard, but don't really share their thoughts with other people, don't really enjoy being touched by other people. It's a weird, you don't know me kind of thing. But 𝘀𐌀𐂂𐒂𒂂 is a familiar that walks around, kind of monitors, chaperones the kids on outside excursions, is more about being part of a teacher's aide, right? So you could hear 𝘀𐌀𒂂𒂂🐂's thoughts. Odette quickly just starts speed walking down the hallway, and you just see them just give them a soft pet, and 𝘀𐌀𒂂𒂂𒂂's panther purr, and it starts that you just hear this loud booming voice.
Oh dear. Have you finished your class? Oh, that's the spot. Miss Hysteria, thank you.
And then Odette just grips him in a big hug, lets go, and then immediately starts speed walking back to you guys.
She's not here, but Paige is just absolutely going to love this interaction.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. But Ronnie will see that, and when Odette gets closer, she'll be like, one of these days, that panther is going to chew you to bits.
Okay, Odette, now that you've pet the panther, can we go do the walk by on this hallway?
All of you see people, scurrying by. The professor has rolled behind you, kind of said, "Excuse me," as he goes by to dinner, and you walk through the castle. There are multiple ways to get to any of these locations, but before you can go to the Halls of the Forgotten, you come upon the fountain, the magical attunement. The doorway to the halls is past this fountain. The fountain kind of calls to all of you for a second. This is a chance for everyone to attune their magic again and see where they are in the chart. Is that something you wish to do before you move forward?
Sure, I would try.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'd like to see where I'm landing.
Great. All of you step into this fountain, and immediately any of those scorch marks that you have used, any of the feelings of that you have, where it just feels like the energy inside of you is expended upon, get reduced, and you feel yourself rejuvenated. Like points on a graph, all of your first marks on the fountain start pinging closely on this board. Like in XY, you see the 4 different rings, circles of magic that first call to all of you. Nocturna directly in front for Amelia. Quinn right at the center. Rania in the middle between Arcanum and Astral Magic, known as Celestia, and Cora. All of you see all these plots on this large fountain just pinging. But this time it's asking, where do you fit in? You hear a little voice, a little chime that just says, "Are you the same? Or have you moved?"
is it asking us directly?
Like a little voice in your head.
I feel like I'm the same. I don't know.
The voice says quickly, just, you are steadfast and dedicated to what you want. There's bravery in that. And the first mark where you were, that was where Professor Nimrose Murda was, where it's like cryptozoology and everything, like between the a couple pillars that you can see where like different magic can be traced, like that have shines a bit brighter. It doesn't move from that plot point, but it is where you are. And where this plot point is, that light is really bright, and the voice just says, good to know. Everyone else?
Rania would say, I'm pretty sure I feel the same, but these guys seem familiar, but I definitely still think I'm in the right place.
You see your marker move a little closer to Nocturna, move back to Arcanum. There's multiple things kind of pushing to you in amounts of knowledge that you're gaining in these last couple of weeks. But every single time that plot point kind of moves, it comes back to center, close to where Professor Harkness was in demonology. And it even like does a little quick zing towards where Professor Blackwood is, and all the way on the alchemy ring, all the way over at the other side. Like imagine if you were in one corner. Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm trying to visualize it. It's just very hard to keep up with it. Everybody is on it.
Yeah, let's put Rania is right in the center of these two. We'll say that the top is due north is the Arcanum or arcane magic, and never eat sorrow. Okay, east is astral magic. Token. Shadow magic. I don't have Quinn's. So we're just going to use Calliope's token for this until I get Tokyo set up on this. Vanya, Calliope, and token, right there. Okay. Due south is alchemy, and west where Amelia is Nocturna, or the shadow ring. Yeah, we'll do you four right now, and then we'll move on to the halls. So Rania, you see your like circle that was first pinged. Like when you stepped into the fountain where your plot point was pinged at this area, and you see it start like dinging around in certain fields, start going around for a moment, like charting on a graph. But when it returns back to here, you even see like touch where alchemy is, and then it comes back. That's probably the biggest little plot graph that it goes through. The amount of knowledge you've gained in the couple last months have been extraordinary. Even the library of Valtor's Manor may be vast, but studying at school with your fellow schoolmates, people of your own age, your interests, expending like every single day, being pushed. There's a lot of things that you can learn. You're staying at the same position right now because you've chosen to, which is also part of this. If you choose to stay here, that's totally fine. But that's kind of what it's showing for you. For Cora, exactly how I described. You don't feel like you've changed, but you see it like radiate, like a tower of light. Quinn, Amelia.
I feel like everything's different. We've been going to classes and learning so much about magic. completely different from the last 4 weeks of her just learning about magic school and then going to brewing a potion perfectly in class. Are we rolling to see where we're going, or?
You can. I don't want to negate choice, so that's why I asked, like, if you have a choice and you want to move somewhere, you can tell me. But if you roll, yeah, you can roll, give me like a d20.
While Amelia is doing that, Ronnie is gonna think about like where she saw the light ping, and she's gonna think to herself, she's gonna be like, wow, I didn't think I learned that much, but I love it here.
And Quinn, has any line of magic called to you during these past couple of months?
During this situation, Quinn's like kind of thinking back on her experiences since she got here, and she really felt like a lot more at home whenever they were doing the shadow classes, and how, you know, it felt more comfortable to her, and how she felt a little bit more confident in, you know, dealing with those type of elements. So yeah, she wants to lean more towards that.
The voice of the fountain just says, oh, wonderful. A step forward into something unknown, but familiar. And you see your circle, the ritual circle underneath you, glow up with light, but now it's imbued with almost like that black neon that surrounds Amelia. Shawnee, you said something beforehand. Could you repeat that about your classes, just so I can understand it a little bit more?
I just
said
feel like
a note.
we've all kind of changed between the classes, like not knowing about, Amelia specifically, not knowing about the school or like magic in the effect that it is, and then going into class, and then we're like at this class later and she's able to brew the potion and like do all the things.
Mm-hmm. With a 10, you see your point start to veer off of Nocturna and start veering closer to alchemy. It doesn't move quickly. It looks like almost trepidation, just like tiny little steps, little glints, as you know, Cora's went off in a blast of light, Rania's went off like a ping pong, and Quinn stepped forward towards you and like black neon light filled their ritual circle. Yours looks like little footprints, just little glints, and it just looks like it's curious. And a voice comes up quickly and says, you do have familiarity with alchemy. I see that. I'm glad you see it too. A wealth of knowledge comes from all branches, not just one. And as the voice quiets down, all of you get all your scorch marks cleaned off. Your ritual circles are filled up. And if you have any hexes, stuff like that, those are removed. Any physical injuries aren't. You would have to actually go to like the medical wing for that. But if you have like hexes marked, you can remove that. Once you all get these small little pings, just noting of your journey, understanding that like even like the smallest movement somewhere is still grand. Is still large enough to see, like, you know, it's been a couple months and all of you have changed in big ways and maybe small ways, and, you know, learned a little bit more about yourselves. You pass through this fountain to another underground little hallway. A lot of the school is underground. Most of the bigger rooms, the grand hall, the dining halls, the towers are above. You come to the Hall of the Forgotten. The doors to this room are not barred. However, there's not many people here. It is a long, winding chamber of numerous portraits hung up in different sizes, different frames. Some of them very ghastly figures. Other are like incredible, like artwork. There are ritual circles engraved in the frames all around, and you see them light up as people pass them as you walk through them. You see a couple names from your rune lore classes, professors from past. You see a couple different figures from your history classes, ethics of the arcane. Like all those classes have kind of. There's this one person who spoke for vampires. Versus the Vamas, which are like the traditional vampires. Quinn, you recognize that name from one of your classes, and they're all kind of standing there or talking or doing certain things within their own portraits. Couple of them are still, though. They're not moving. It's like the ink is dried and they're fully still. In the middle, there is a podium. On the podium is a ritual circle.
This place is beautiful.
Amelia would like to ask Rania to tell us about the ritual circle.
Rania is very intrigued by this ritual circle, so she wants to step closer and investigate.
Cool. Brain check.
All right, brain, don't fail me now.
Come on, brains.
Of course you fail me now. Question though.
The check is, yeah.
Is this a planned decision or a snap decision?
It's a planned one. Yeah.
Okay, so I can take half my brain, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But since you did roll, though, let's like stick with the roll. So like before you roll, just tell me which one. You have what is it? It's a 5. You will need 4 adversity tokens to meet the check.
Let's do it.
Does anybody else want to help with that?
Yeah,
I would like to
say, wait, hold on one second.
I will also help.
Great. Just explain to me how you can say like how you learned it or anything like that, just to add the +1.
Can I use one of my strengths? Actually, it's -1 of my tokens, and it gives her +2 instead.
What is that strength?
Loyalty.
Oh, but how does loyalty fit with this, though?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, you can give 1 and then
Giving her.
say one
We'll
more
just
time.
do 1. We'll just do 1.
Great. Everyone explain to me how y'all helped with this ritual circle. In front of you, you see just as you, like, you know, those circles that are behind your portraits, they're in different shapes. This one has intertwining circles and runes all around it. How did y'all help Rania with this check?
I'd like to roll to see if I recognize any of like the runes or anything specifically with the ritual circle. To maybe help. I don't really know how else you would help.
Sure, you can just say like you're looking at the runes to see if you can decipher that for Rania.
Okay, yeah, that'll be what I'm doing then.
Cora.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
After the kind of catastrophe of Cora's summoning circle from class the other day, she kind of took it upon herself to study by herself, just on summoning circles and stuff. But she didn't do very well in her studying, but she read a few pages of a few books, so she's hoping that some of what she learned in the books could apply to this summoning circle to help Rania. So would that be a brains check?
No. I just want you to describe to me how you help this. That's good. And Quinn.
Okay, cool.
Quinn being the proprietor of perfect circles due to, their extensive chaining of circle training. Quinn's gonna just walk around the circle and making sure that there's no breaks in the circle, that is completely being, so all the symbols are actually there, so there's no misreading of any of the runes or anything like that.
Rania, you get all this help. Everyone adds their expertise or whatever they've studied over the last couple of weeks. And in front of you, you recognize, from what Cora explained, this is a sort of summoning circle, but it's not a summon, it's more of an awaken. With the help of Amelia, the runes that are alive around talk about, these are the halls of memories and forgotten ones that are, painted upon these portraits. These are not alive beings. Paintings don't come alive. They're just memories put into pause, and someone can come here and activate this with these runes and rituals and make a portrait come alive and replay memories or whatever was painted on. If it was a figure, maybe they'll talk and for a moment. And with the help of Quinn, the portraits, everything seem like it looks complete. Nobody has really been down here. It's pretty old runes, so it does look like there's some wear and tear. It's not done perfectly, but if you were to wave your wand and burn, let's see, one of the runes it says was burn. There's on the podium. There's a couple of vines of herbs and things coming together. If you burn one of those leaves, it will awaken, and you can awaken a portrait of your choice.
Okay, so before Rania will do that, she'll notice everyone helping, and she'll say loudly and try to make eye contact with Quinn and say, well, it doesn't look like a summoning circle. I think this is an awakening. Quinn, do you remember what that creepy voice said in the library the other day?
Creepy voice?
I think awakened me.
Yeah, while y'all were running away, Quinn and I stood back to listen, and that voice was saying how it was asleep and it wanted to be awakened. And I'm willing to try, but if you guys don't want to, I wouldn't, I've already got my book, so I don't want to push my luck.
What did the creepy voice say exactly? Because a part of me, I'm just having flashbacks to horror movies, and usually when there's a creepy voice in existence saying, wake me up, that's usually not a good idea.
It usually tells you have 7 days after that too.
Well, not necessarily 7, but anyways, it said along the lines that it was in a place where things go to permanent sleep, and it didn't want to be there anymore. It wanted to be awakened. And so, if it's one of these portraits, right? I don't think it can get out much. But sometimes these ritual circles just have a mind of their own. So it could be, not necessarily saying it would be, but it's possible, not 100% sure. But we could do it.
I agree with the smart.
But what if it's a ghost?
A ghost?
I don't think it would be.
would
Oh,
call
something that
myself a
wants to be
ghost.
awakened from a very long sleep. Does that not sound a little bit like a ghosty goo to anybody else?
Well, not necessarily. It could be a ghoul. It could be a goblin.
I've known a lot of people for a very long time.
Yeah. It could be like.
I've known a very long time.
Oh, hello.
Oh. As you all are muttering, you see one of the portraits have come alive, and it's just this portrait of a very older man from like 1300s, and he just leaning his hand in, is just like, oh, the smart one noticed me. Hello, children. And talking very loudly.
Hi, how are you? Were
good.
you that creepy spirit that was in the book the other day?
No, I am.
I don't think that they would
Mason.
tell us the
I don't think you
truth.
should say.
Yeah, I don't really
either.
believe we should ask that.
Okay, but we can still ask. We gotta be polite.
I'm Maester Seamus. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you, Maester Seamus. Could you give us a little bit of information about this awakening circle?
Maybe. But you see, it's been very engrossing. It's been very boring to be awakened and then not going back to sleep while all the other portraits are asleep. It's a very long time to be awakened. So it depends on what you need. If you want to understand how the portraits work in this world, it is like the beginning of Mulan, where they awaken the statues of the ancestors.
Okay.
And there is one person who has been awake for a very long time, Seamus. And you can see it by how he's just engrossed in what you're saying. Immediately, like, you can see him like leaning into the frame to kind of like hear everything that you're muttering. And imagine like he's one of the smaller portraits, like in the corner of this room, like on the left or right hand side, just like, there's children here. No one ever comes down here.
So, Master Seamus, are you saying that you would like to be put back to sleep to tell us how to awaken one of these?
No, it would be... No, you don't have to put me back to sleep. It would be just nice to awaken somebody else to talk to.
Or you want a friend?
It would
Anyone
be
particular?
great. There are a couple people who are very much a bore. I will say that. Do not tell them I told them. You see all the portraits in the front? Those are old people of this school. All they have to talk about is everything they have accomplished. Granted, I did accomplish quite many things in my lifetime. However, you just don't want to always be talking about your accomplishments. So none of them, if you're interested in my comfortableness. But who were you thinking of awakening? Who is this? Who are you talking about?
Oh, well. Rania will turn to the group and she'll kind of whisper, should we be trusting this Seamus person? Because, listen, y'all.
A talking painting.
It is a talking painting. But listen, aside from that, Gwen, he could probably help us. And maybe we could figure out what, what we
Amelia?
looking for. Yeah.
Amelia would like to reach in her pocket and just pull the vial of polite reverse. Let me look at the potion. I already forgot what it was. The potion of reverse politeness. Mm-hmm. And be like, we could see if maybe this works on portraits.
Well, that's an idea.
Are you gonna pour it on it, or how's it gonna work?
I don't know.
we can't draw a version of it on there. That's weird. I
Maybe
think
we
we
can
try
just-
it.
Maybe just throw it at the glass. But I feel like that would be kind of
draw
rude too.
Do you think he can hear us?
We can tell
Amelia's just gonna like peer out of the circle and back at the portrait.
He's looking at his like fingernails and humming, but as soon as your eyes like come out of the circle, he looks at us like, yes. Did you need me? Should I regale you a tale?
Yeah,
A story, perhaps?
I'm
Of Master
listening.
Seamus. Oh, we should talk. So once I owned a horse. I called him Atticus. He was a grand horse. He won a couple tourneys, I promise you. My family was very well off. However,
I tell you, this truth serum is gonna not work.
This one's a little full of himself. Well, I don't know, Amelia.
It just
You might tell us
sounds
way
like he
too
wants someone to talk to. Actually,
Yeah, I know. Let's just see if he can tell us what we need to know, and maybe we'll help him after. I just
Okay, well, you can try. I don't. If I can, in case I want to come back down here sometime. I mean, in case yeah, I'd like to explore, but I might come back, and I just don't want to, ruin my chances.
Well, I mean, just ask him who he wants us to bring back, but information first.
Well, he kind of asked us who we want, and I don't know if we want, to. We can ask him about the portraits, but we'd be here all night.
Or we can ask him if he knows anything about the tomes.
we could walk around and read them, and maybe find a portrait that's worth bringing awakening.
Well, you guys do that, and I'll have friendly conversation just in case I'd like to, get a little bit more information later. Just
Good plan.
yeah.
Amelia immediately walks off and starts looking at all the portraits, trying to find out any information, maybe somebody important to the school, somebody she recognizes.
yeah, there is a couple of professor noted ones where it's professor, ex-professor, whatever, previous professors of the school. There's a name Patricia. There's a there is
That one. We would like to do that one, please.
Shame. You see Seamus kind of pull close enough to the frame, oh, that one is a delight.
What do you mean a delight, Master Seamus?
Would it happen to be Dr. Patricia Lamina, who has studied the astro convergence and who is immortalized in these exact halls?
Yes.
Just
I've been waiting for this one.
Yes.
again.
Yes. A grand professor, that's one. Really brilliant. Doesn't like to be awakened, but it is better than the rest. I can help you. You know what? No. How about this? If you awaken a couple of my fellow people, then I will help you know how to awaken any of the portraits in here.
Well, before we get there, what does it mean to be awakened? Are we creating, as Cora said, ghosts in these hallways? Or are we just going to wake up your portrait like this one here?
Give me a charisma check, please.
I don't know. This seemed pretty charismatic to me.
It is.
Is that
Seamus-
charm? I think it is.
Yes, sorry. The check is for a 7.
Could I use some adverse tokens?
Yes. What do you do to kind of help? Just paint me a little scene to kind of boost this charm.
So Rania will see that Seamus wants more friends, and she'll give him a bigger smile and say, I love summoning, and I would love